community, and we've been. I brought up the multiple wife things a bunch, but yeah, there are, and y'all bear with me here. There we go. Making sure my my feed's up. But anyway, I go through seasons. I teach on different things, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is the fact that, and y'all bear with me. I'm trying to get this feed up here, but there we go. But what I wanted to talk about is the fact that, you know, I put a post up, you know, and, you know, discuss, and I think what it said was, here we go. I'm just trying to pull up my thing so I can see the comments, but it's kind of difficult. There we go. I found it. All right, so I can see. So shalom to y'all over there on. Shalom to everybody over there on YouTube, and shalom to everybody over on Facebook. As soon as I get this up, I'll get started. Shouldn't be too long. And let me mute that. There we go. All right. Oh my goodness. That thing, man, you can't make this up. So anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. But hey, shalom to all y'all. It's good to see everybody in there. I just got, and that's right, I did my seasonal wool harvest. You know what I'm saying? Buzz my big knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there we go. It's up and going. Perfect. So shalom to y'all over there. If the volume's good, just let me know. But what I wanted to talk about, I want everybody to focus on what the main topic is. Okay, what the main issue is. A lot of our brothers and sisters, I don't think they really see what's going on for us as a nation. One of the reasons I'm able, I'm not gonna say I'm able, but one of the reasons I teach on certain topics is because I try to address the core level issues, not the symptoms. Okay, so for instance, the whole multiple wives things and a lot of other issues in the Hebrew community. It's not so much that, like, multiple wives isn't the big issue, okay? A lot of the stuff I teach on spiritual combat, women being submitted and all this stuff, it's a lot of that is even a symptom. But when you want to look at the core, the underlying, one of the big underlying problems among our people, you see it from the very first stories, with an S, stories in the book of Genesis, and that is woman worship. You see men not walking in true biblical masculinity. This is my point. This is why I sit there and I'll make certain posts to show people what's really going on. This society is a very feminized society. And and it is crept in, and it is in full effect in the Hebrew awakening on a big level. Okay, and it causes people a lot of these men are so I see them going in on my posts right now. I'm over here looking. A lot of men are so feminized. A lot of men wrestle with emotions that they were programmed with at a young age because they were raised by women or they were raised in female-dominated homes, and they don't look at the programming that's there, and they will. A lot of these men and women alike, when I speak on some of these issues, and they're touchy issues, I understand that, but when I start talking on these issues, I notice a lot of men will quickly, and women, a lot of people will quickly come at me and won't even consider. Anybody who comes at me with something, no matter what it is. I've had racists come at me. I've had people come, all types of crazy people, atheists, and you name it. I've had people come at me with just stuff that's totally opposite anything. But I always consider. I sit back and I think, and I consider what's being said before, I reply. You understand? I don't see that on. I don't see that a lot with emotional people who and people who worship their emotions more than they worship, or people who are led. That's a better word. People who are led by their emotions more than they are led by what the book says. Okay? And when I say people don't consider, people think I'm just throwing stuff out there and I'm saying stuff. And I constantly tell people I don't say anything that I haven't been through or really done. And I encourage people to question what I'm saying and where I'm coming from, because a lot of people think you're like them, that you're emotional and you just say stuff because that's the way you're feeling. That's not how I move. I move in a different reality. Okay? I overcame being a feminized man led by emotions that weren't lined up with righteousness. Okay? I was absolutely a simp, a feminized, spiritually castrated man for years, and I overcame it. And I know the pain it takes to overcome that. And I know why people have natural, people have what's it called? Like a reaction, like a reflex. Their natural reflex is to jump from even considering certain things. And when we're sitting here, I've been, for the past couple weeks, I've been talking to different people coming at me, men and women alike, coming at me in their emotions and don't realize they're in their emotions. And I'm showing you, look, I know it's extreme to what Babylon teaches you, but the books say this, and your emotions are saying that. You see the women a couple days ago on the post in there calling men idiots, calling men false witnesses in writing. So these and these women, they have names like blessed angel of the most anointed God chosen, and all these names, and they're sitting there typing stuff in writing that is clearly against the scripture. So they're just showing themselves in writing. They're bearing witness on themselves that they're wicked as hell. And people wonder why we are in the situation we are in. Spiritual combat, one of the bulk things I do is marriage counseling. And seeing how some of these people respond when truth is brought out does not shock me why marriages are so jacked up the way they are today. Because people don't want to face themselves. People don't want to face their evil programming, their unrighteous programming. They don't want to consider that, hey, I could have been programmed in an unrighteous way. Everybody want to run around acting like they done arrived. And they haven't. Even like last night, I was listening to Brother Judah last night on some political economic stuff in the book. And I realized, oh man, this is a whole area I never even heard about. And he's teaching on it in the Word, backing it up. But again, the book says we are a stubborn and stiff-necked people. Isn't that Ezekiel 2, I think? He said, if I had to come to any other nation, they would have received this. This is why a lot of these other nations, man, they come into this and they hear it and they know it and they can do it better than we can do it. Because we got a spirit of being stubborn and stiff-necked on us. Okay? So, I seen it on myself. I've felt and seen the spirit of stubborn and stiff-necked on myself. You have to have a spirit of humility. So I look at people in the comments and like, here I am. I've told people, and maybe some of these people probably don't know, but I've told people my testimony. People have heard my teachings for years, maybe months, whatever. How deep I could go into relationships and things I could teach on with relationships. So they know all this. And then I tell them something and I watch their response and it's just, it's like, damn, this dude didn't even consider it immediately in their emotions. Okay? So we got to consider this. Like, we have to learn to consider before we just jump on something saying stuff. Because I've seen, the multiple wives thing is such a perfect topic because it perfectly illustrates the feminization of the black man. It perfectly exposes feminism in the Hebrew Israelite walk. And I mean, it shows people the spirits leading them. It shows men how much they worship women and not the Most High Yah. You know? It shows women how much they worship themselves and not the Most High Yah. You got women saying, well, it might be biblical, but it ain't going down in my house. That's evil. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's such a beautiful issue to just sit there and park the car on, because you really begin to see who's who and what's what. You really begin to see the worship of the feminine, the worship of the woman, and not the worship of the Most High. It's where the rubber meets the road at. So that's why it's such a beautiful issue to sit there and park on, because it really shows people themselves if they're willing to look at themselves. Okay? So let's see. Okay, so yeah. But my Sabbath rest is I don't know what y'all talking about over there. But we've seen, it's all through the book. It's written. It says children are their oppressors and their women rule over them. You see it from the very beginning, where Satan is going after the women to make her equal or whatever. And And then it's just a common thread all the book, all through the book. There's warnings all through the book about all this stuff. And because people are engaged in this, they don't want to heed it. They're not hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Wow. This thing here, boy. I have to figure this out. Yeah, I was looking at the title. I'm going to have to fix it. But I'm trying to fix something here on my phone, but it's all good. But what you see with men where they sit in situations where, you know, they have just been conditioned from young ages to empower women. And even though the book says one thing, I'm going to just sit here and endure this thing. You see what I'm saying? And it's widespread, and it's a big part of what holds our nation back. You can't move forward unless, you know, folks have their house in order and it's operating in that way, you know? It's like, and you're like, Mike, what are you talking about? Dude, COINTELPRO, the feminist movement in the 70s, and Richard Nixon's recordings. They just released a recording, I don't know, a couple months ago or whatever, with Ronald Reagan, how racist he is, which we already knew that. But where these people had an agenda, and just like the Bible says, they took crafty counsel, they looked at that family, and they meticulously and diabolically figured out how to pick that thing apart, because they knew that was a powerful tool to destroy us as a nation. They for years they were trying to figure out how to keep us down for good. You know, we came out of slavery. The first thing we did coming out of slavery was got married. That was the first thing we did. Then we teach our kids to read and have big families and thrive. And then they throw something at us and we'd still overcome it and thrive. Then they throw something else at us and we still overcome it and thrive. All the way up to the 60s. They throw stuff at us and we thrive until the 70s and 80s came, and they did that. They empowered the woman. They feminized the man. All the way, and they're still doing it today, where you got all these gay men running around. Dude, like the post I made. That's why I made that post saying, we up here debating multiple wives with all of our heart because we done been feminized, but we won't debate the fact that all these feminized dudes running around. And when I say feminized, I'm talking about the dudes, you could see the gayness on them. And they up in Hebrew congregations. Hebrew Israelites, so-called, awake, we awake. Folks know the scriptures through and through. 3-4 levels deeper than I know it. And you got gaffers running around. Dudes, you could see the gay, they're just dripping homosexuality off of them. And ain't nobody talking about that. But I say, hey, multiple wives, which is more masculine than you could imagine. And everybody, and acting like nuts out here. Get your balls back. Let them drop. Be a man up. I am. But again, it's just, all I'm doing, the reason I'm putting my finger on this thing and I'm just parking the car there and letting it sit there so people can see themselves. Brother Cody says, sodomites dripping off the damn walls. They got us buck breaking our daggone selves out here. That's what's happening today. They won't fight you on that, though. You could come in with a pink shirt on and guy liner and guy makeup and looking like half a gayfer. Nobody really say nothing. But you even allude to multiple wives and folks is ready, all hell, you evil Satan, and folks coming up with all these weird twisted scriptures. But you could be gay as hell and take it in the tailpipe and suck on pipe and nobody got nothing to say about it. Everybody cool with that. Well, you know. So Like I said, we've been feminized. We've been taught to feel so powerfully about women and value them so high that we will sit there and go against what the books say. See, that's the deception of the programming. We've attached so much emotional value to women. Check this out. I'm gonna show you. Now listen to what I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm not just gonna run my mouth about it. I'm gonna show you. Your wife is property. That's your property. Now, how does that make you feel? Everybody be in their emotions over that. You can't even say that. I'll do a post on Facebook. Is your wife your property? Well, you ain't got nothing. It ain't like that today. You ain't got to say all that, you know. But again, you can have some dude walking around there looking half gay and nobody really saying nothing. That's an abomination. That is like guaranteed going to hell type stuff. But something like that have everybody feeling some type of way because people have been deceptively trained to worship women. Goddess worship. Diva. You see what I'm saying? Only that's big old facts. You know what I'm saying? That's big old facts. But people are subject to their emotions. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. The topic is really exposing people, but it's also opening the door for healing and delivering as well. Exactly, brother. Exactly. And that's why, like I said, I'm not shifting off it. I'm going to just stay parked here. I'm going to encourage the people who ain't with it to leave. Y'all don't have to watch me on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. Because this is where I'm going to park it here. Because we are going to take the woman off the pedestal. She's coming down below us. She's going to be our property. And we're going to put Most High back on the pedestal. Like it, keep it moving. There's plenty of clowns, kooks, freaks, and weirdos out there on Facebook for you to follow. You have to follow Spiritual Combat. They got me skipping now. Stand by. There we go. I'm back. The folks don't like it. Okay? We've seen that. Okay? Facebook, they probably throttling me because I'm coming down the middle too damn hard. Okay? But yeah, man. It's oh, hold on, there we go. That'll fix that. So yeah. I mean, let me see if I can pause this. Okay. But we're gonna make this thing right because look, we can't become a nation if we out of order like that. And people don't realize when they're doing idolatry. And it's so sad because I look in the comments. Look, somebody said, "Did you say property?" Yeah, the book, the Bible says the woman is property of the man. Property, yes. That's what I'm saying. Nobody know the book. People don't know what the book says. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's teaching the book. They're teaching you goddess worship. They're teaching you the religion of Rome, Diana worship. Goddess worship. But yes, absolutely. The Bible calls the woman property. Yeah. We have to but again, we taking her off the pedestal. She gonna come down below us and be submitted to us. Because the man is the head of the woman. Okay? As Christ is the head of the man. Just as. So she gonna come back below us in her rightful place. She's coming off the pedestal, and we're gonna put the Most High back up there. And all y'all feminized men who just wrestling with that in your emotions and you don't want to consider, keep it moving. Hit that unsubscribe button, family. It's social media. Social media is competition for attention. It's very easy. You're one click away from never hearing from me again. But if you're going to follow Michael Israel, Spiritual Combat, we shaking heavy. We moving hard. We're coming down the middle. We're not veering left and we're not veering right. And like I said, I realized I'm going to just park the bus right here on this topic. Because it's just exposing so many men. It's showing that feeling you're getting when this thing comes up is literally what you need to be getting out of you. That's where you're off at. That feeling you women get when I tell you that it's the man's choice if he wants to take on another wife, that feeling that pops up is literally what you need to deal with in yourself. That's it. Yeah. And nobody wants to tell you that. They just want to let you stay in wickedness and go to hell. Same thing with y'all men. That feeling that pops up when I say, hey, you could take on a multiple wife, and at the end of the day, she really don't have no input on that. That thing that pops up in you is what is off, and I can show it to you scripturally. And I'm not telling you you have to take on a woman. Okay, I'm not telling you you have to take on multiple wives. I'm telling you that the women have been cleverly deceived into overstepping their roles, and most of these women walk in sin. Because this is a rebellious country. They put it's backwards. Everything's backwards. Excuse me, in a deceptive way. Okay, I live in the Caribbean. My field of work is mechanical maintenance, but it is difficult to get a job, and I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. All right, 100. Okay. Hey, shalom, Elder Rufus. Good to see you in there. And somebody put, and what's crazy, men get offended at the saying as well. Yeah, when you try to empower a man to walk in his biblical role and in his biblical masculinity, they get mad. They will debate you. Like, y'all go back and look at go on over there on Facebook. You can look at the post I put. It's not the man's job to make a woman submit. That's what I put a post out saying. It's not the man's job to make a woman submit. That's all the post said, and they went berserk in there. The feminazis and the men haters just had a field day. They were in there disrespecting men, just in there calling them idiots and fully manifesting demons, fully in writing. All right. So, and what am I doing? I don't care if you get your damn feelings hurt. It's my job, so your blood ain't on my hands, to tell you. All right, but property is a thing and not living. I believe in the righteous order, but to call a woman a thing is odd. Okay, Sister Dana, go in the book and just read, just study. That's all I'm directing you to do. You called yourself a thing. I said property. Property denotes ownership. The man owns the woman. The woman don't own the man. Go study. That's why I'm telling you, you've been taught lies. You've been conditioned and deceived in the lies. That's why I'm encouraging people to go read the book. And stop listening to your emotions, because most of y'all don't even know how those emotions got there. Most of your emotional beliefs, most of your emotional responses were put there when you were unaware, when you were a child. They were put there. A lot of y'all, your emotions have been programmed in there through the media and through TV. You did not consciously program yourself. I'm telling you, I have consciously programmed myself. I did research and knowingly program my emotions and align them with this word. So that's why, again, I'm telling you, you're gonna have an emotional response to what I'm saying. Absolutely, yeah. Because I'm doing it on purpose. I'm saying things like it tells, like a sister has well explained. You need to teach on how I need to submit to the man, and I had posted a scripture out of Ephesians. I think it was 25, and somebody posted, well, how do you submit to the man? And go one scripture down, it says, in all things is unto the Lord. You can't make it up. But that hits that spirit you've been programmed with when that's said. And that's what you need to deal with. I'm telling you, man, the times are coming. They're right around the corner, man. Stuff's gonna happen on this earth where people with these mindsets, it's going to be detrimental to them. All right? They ain't going to be able to move. Okay? So, and look, somebody came in there. Yeah, multiple wives. Somebody. I'm being challenged now on your last Facebook post. The level of misunderstanding is real. Yeah. And it's not a misunderstanding. It's just the level of sorcery that people have been programmed with in their emotions. Okay? But like I said, we got, let's see. But yeah, man, it's real out here, dude. It's real. But yeah, like I said, we're going to continue talking about this because I'm going to tell you something. As long as the woman stays on the pedestal, we cannot come together as a nation. You can't come together with two. You can't. If a woman is on a pedestal like they have them here, we can't even come together on a small level. Any place you see operating on a big level, they have, they have biblical masculinity in full operation, or matriarchal. You know what I'm saying? The man is in charge. Men are in charge. These nations, you look at China, go to Chinatown, go to the Middle East, all these places. I've traveled all over. India, okay? I've been to India, I've been to Pakistan, I've been all over the world. And everywhere where they got a nation established and they operating, the man is in control. Anywhere where there's a disaster and confusion and a mess, like the black race, like African Americans, women are in control. It don't work. It's upside down. They did it. They've done it. I can prove to you, I can show you where and how they've done this. Okay? Beloved Awi, Shalom. Yeah, I need to get you on the show for your album. Worst place to be when you are dealing with the scripts is in your damn feelings, dude. And that's the worst place to be when you come on spiritual combat. You come on spiritual combat, you need to leave your damn emotions on whoever's Facebook page you was on before that. Leave them over there. And just come in here with your with eyes and ears and your rational mind. And you're going to see that what I'm saying makes perfect logical sense and biblical sense. Facts 100. That's big old facts. Okay? The more you talk about it, the more wicked spirits. So somebody manifesting in there. Adam names Eve after the curse. Dominion is a consequence of the curses. Before she is bone wound, man. New Testament says wives submit to one another, but also submit one to another. So that's somebody in there confused. Again, they're reading stuff out of context and not in context. So if they simply read down 5 more verses, they would understand the context of what they just quoted there. But that's what I'm talking about. Check your emotions at the door and come in here with logic. So the verse, it's a perfect example. That's why I don't mind when people come in and speak against what I'm saying, because through repetition, I can show you the error in how you're thinking. So they went in there and said, submit yourselves one to another. The very next verse explains how to submit one to another. And the preceding 5 verses explain it in detail. This is simple. This is not complicated. Okay? What's complicated is the demon you got on you that you need to get off. Okay? So yeah. So I mean, and we have to be patient with people because it's written like the level of programming of this beast that we're in now is amazing. It's fascinating. Okay? So I don't get upset with them. But what they need to do is go read that verse and and they go, wow, it is there. I'm telling you, dude, last night I was at work. I was Bible studying. You know, I was listening to a message. I listened to my audio Bible. Bro, I had an awakening. I was like, damn, that was there all that time. I never seen that. And I'm going to tell you what I learned. All the terms use ecclesia, church, there's a whole bunch of terms. They're all political Roman terms. Congregation, all the Savior, all this stuff are political Roman terms that Paul used because he's being wiser than a serpent, harmless as a dove. He used those terms to address the people, you know, showing so he could contrast Christ to Caesar. It's heavy, dude. There's a lot to learn, okay? And there's a lot of spiritual development that needs to be done, and you can see it right here, okay? But understand, man, go over there on my Michael Israel Facebook page and read through those comments, and you will see the programming on men and women alike, the feminized programming on them. They are in their emotions. They are subject to their emotions and not the truth, okay? Let me see what you put there. All of the nations you mentioned who dominate women base their power upon slavery. So their relationship with women are based on dominate. Okay. Into all truth. If you are into all truth, you need to get into the truth of the Bible, because the Bible clearly outlines the chain of command, the hierarchy. Okay? So, I mean, you need to read the book. It says the man is the head of the woman. This is literally like this head tells this hand what to do. Okay? The hand don't tell my head what to do. This is you. You talking about this. See, we could coexist together. Turn left. Hey. Come on, man. It's silly. And somebody ain't playing because they done deleted your... Boy, hey, man, my administrators don't play in there, boy. They would delete your ass. And Elias, take it easy on him, man. Let him. He not trolling. He ain't trolling. He just they're just speaking out of their emotions and whatever spirits they got on them. And they don't realize they're speaking against the word. They don't realize it. That's why it's called deception. You're deceived. Okay? But I like it, man. I've read where different brothers have had multiple wives. Never said I haven't. I also understand where Abraham, Jacob, for instance, had multiple wives. Those were unique cases. Okay. I mean, that's your interpretation, but you gotta go with what the book says. And again, starting this thing off, I'm saying people will bend and stretch that, but they'll have homosexuals running around them, and they won't scrutinize that. They'll scrutinize multiple wives to hell because that puts their women on a pedestal. The reason they won't scrutinize homosexuality or effeminism, the reason they won't scrutinize that is because it empowers, homosexuals put women on pedestals. Castrated men don't put women in their place. If I can say it that way. Yeah, I agree, Dave. Dave Bradley said, I wouldn't entertain people who base their opinion, aka false truths, off of their feelings. Yeah. And a lot of these people don't even realize that's where it's coming from. Like I watch a lot of people. Social media is just, if you know how to use it, it's like an amazing tool to just see where folks coming from. Folks don't even, you can see people type stuff in there and realize there's no filter between an impulse and their action. There's nothing in between that. Literally, they get an impulse and they act on it. And it's messy, dude. Okay. I didn't say you did. But like I said, they said, brother, you wrong. I don't deal with sodomites. In all caps, in their emotions. You might have a sodomite spirit on you or something. I don't know. You're in your emotions, though. Why are you in all caps? Again, it's stirring. What you're feeling right now, that anger, is what you got to deal with. You need to look at that and see where it's coming from. You're sitting here watching me, getting in your emotions, typing in all caps. I'm purposely saying everything I'm saying. I'm doing it on purpose to purposely stir that up in you so that you can look at it and see. Yep. They said, I'm done. They don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to look at them spirits in them. But it's all on purpose. I'm showing you yourself. You feel me? Yeah, man. It ain't a game out here, man. It's not a game, man. People got demons on them. They're in covenant with demons and don't even realize it. All I'm asking people to do is, when these thoughts pop up, because I do it. I got to do it in my life. The book tells you to do it. Casting down any thought or whatever that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High Yah. Okay? So, I have to do it. You need to do it. Any strong emotion that pops up in me, I scrutinize it. I don't just respond. That's why you don't see me on here typing in all caps on people's lives all the time. But I like this. This is perfect because it's like a perfect example. You shouldn't even block them. You should let them, because I want the people to see this thing. I don't mind. Let them type in there because it's so perfect. It's showing, it's an example of exactly what I'm talking about. All right? Look it up. They in all caps, boy. Like I said, I'm stirring up them demons. Demon soup. Just stirring it up and they manifesting and they coming out. You can see it in the comments. The man owns the woman, sis. We pay money for the women. We pay a dowry. We buy them. Okay? And like Elder Rupert said, he told you, look up the scriptures and study to show yourself approved. But people don't believe they got demons on them, man. They don't. And that's the spirit of pride. Now think about it. These are women, I guess. I guess it's a woman, probably a man too, coming in here, all caps. That means they're angry. You know, they're angry. Elias said, culture. You know, they don't. Yeah, they read the Bible from a mystical, superstitious, Greco-Roman understanding instead of reading it from a cultural, political, economical mindset. You've been deceived. You have been deceived. You're in your emotions. And all you're doing is showing, you're just showing, it's on display. It's embarrassing. I mean, everybody sees that. It's like you're literally saying, hey, look at me, I got a demon on me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, I gotta go to work. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Share this video. I'm gonna retitle it slaying the effeminate spirit or something like that. But anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel, Spiritual Combat. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all like the results of my wool harvest. Shalom.